One of the biggest challenges about deciding to get sober and stop the abuse cycle of alcohol that you've probably been dealing with for years, if not decades of your life, is like, how do I find myself again once I've stopped the cycle? The only cycle that I've ever known. My best friend, alcohol, is no longer my best friend. She's gone forever, right? Like, who the fuck even am I now? It's a huge thing. I lived with so much fear before getting sober, oddly. I lived with much more fear than after I actually stopped. Um, of course, that's how life works, right? Everything is worse before something happens. It's like the dread and the working up to it. But the actual letting go of alcohol was so terrifying to me because I thought it was the only identity that I ever knew and that other people would enjoy as well. I thought no one would know me anymore. I thought I would have no life. I would be lonely. I wouldn't be funny. I wouldn't be witty. I wouldn't want to go out and do stuff. People wouldn't want me there. They wouldn't want to include me if I wasn't drinking. I worried that I wouldn't have anything to hang out with and say to my best friends that I've always drank with, like literally for decades. All right, we have so many of those friendships that's like they're based around alcohol. But guess what? When you stop, if they're a true friend, they will be the same friend that they always have. You might do slightly different activities together, but they're still your friend. You just have much different attention and time to give them. And it changes, but that's friendship and that's life, right? But that's so scary to think like, who am I? Like, I don't even know myself anymore. And the only thing I can say to you, if you haven't stopped drinking already, is like, you're going to have to go through it, but there's a lot of things that can help. Books helped me tremendously. TikTok helped me tremendously. I don't personally attend AA. The word God sends me into a rage spiral. And I know from certain friends of mine that have had their lives saved by AA that it is a absolutely incredible organization. Like, all the power to them. Just personally not for me. Eating and entertaining myself at home rather than in restaurants was a big changer for me because, of course, you want to go when you're drinking, you want to go where the alcohol is, right? You want to go to bars, restaurants, you want to go out with other people. You would always find an excuse to do that. Random Tuesday, random Wednesday, you start getting the itch. I mean, my husband was the king of that. He'd be like, oh, I'm just going to go out for an hour for, like, by Wednesday, he'd be dying to go out and get drunk after a couple days at the office. It's like, who even am I? So it takes time to adjust to the new you, but mentally, you need to adjust quickly to realize that you are the only one in control and that no one can change your behavior except you. You need to get so uncomfortable in your life with your addictions that you just don't want to go back. It's not that you can't, you don't want to anymore. You're too uncomfortable. You're miserable. You don't even know yourself anymore anyways. And it can be really challenging to figure out, who am I? Where do I go from here? But you will get there. And you hear a lot of people saying the longer they go in sobriety, like, whoa, every year is different. And that is true. The first year you have so much like just natural enjoyment and excitement from just doing stuff that you always had to do drunk all the time sober. Like, you're just fully present in your life and you feel like a newborn freaking lamb, like running around in a field. Second year is different, man. You got a lot more stuff coming to the surface. You're dealing with a lot of like memories and just everything is always changing form. But one thing is that you are not the same person that you used to be because you are better. You're no longer running from your pain and you're no longer drowning yourself in your true needs and wants in drugs and alcohol. It's the best reward you could ever give yourself, more than children, more than marriage, more than a house, more than travel, more than anything. Because life is enjoyment doing nothing when you're sober. And life when you're caught in that struggle, no matter if you have all the money in the world, the best family in the world, the kids, when you're burying yourself in alcohol and drugs, fuck it. It's not even worth it. It's just a struggle. So, yeah, you will find yourself again. You will be the person that you were truly meant to be when you cut out alcohol and find that identity that you lost so many years ago through covering up your pain and trauma. It's worth it to walk through it, and you will find yourself again.